Welcome to your May 2025 horoscope. And just a heads up, this month is not subtle. From Pluto going retrograde to Saturn starting a whole new cycle, plus a full moon in Scorpio and a soul revealing new moon in Gemini, May is here to shift you, not just mentally or emotionally, but the way you see yourself, speak your truth, and move into your next chapter. This month is going to show you what you've outgrown, where your patterns are no longer serving you, and most importantly, who you're becoming when you stop settling. I'll be breaking it all down by rising sign. Each sign has specific guidance, your focus for the month, and the affirmation you need to stay grounded while you evolve. So if you've been feeling the shifts, the pressure, or the divine push to get real with yourself, this video is your confirmation. So let's dive into what May 2025 is bringing into your life by your rising sign.
Aries rising. So May 2025 is your personal rebirth season, with multiple planets lighting up your first house of self and transformative energy surging through your money, relationships, mindset, and future. This month is about getting real with who you are, what you need, and what you're no longer willing to carry. You're not just evolving, you're becoming the version of yourself you've quietly been preparing to meet. This is about alignment over approval, embodiment over performance, and inner stability over outer validation. So starting on May 2nd, we have Venus in a conjunction with Neptune in Aries, which is, of course, your first house. So this dreamy, foggy, and magnetic alignment invites you to soften into your power. It could bring a deep wave of self-compassion or a disorienting moment where you realize your current identity no longer fits. Be mindful of illusions around who you think you should be versus who you are. This is a beautiful moment to update your look, image, or creative expression, but only if it reflects your authentic self, not who you believe others want to see. This transit might also blur emotional boundaries with others, so stay grounded in your own energy. On May 4th, Pluto goes retrograde in Aquarius, which is your 11th house. The rewiring of your long-term goals, friendships, and community dynamics begins here. Pluto's retrograde will reveal where power plays, performative connections, or toxic group expectations have quietly drained you. You may notice subtle shifts in how you relate to others or feel a strong urge to walk away from social scenes that don't reflect your future anymore. This is about reclaiming your vision, not just what you want to do, but who you're meant to become and the people who are truly aligned with that path. On May 12th, we have a full moon in Scorpio, which is your 8th house. One word: release. This lunation illuminates the deep, energetic attachments you've outgrown, whether that's emotional ties, financial dependencies, intimacy patterns, or buried pain. You could receive a payout, end a debt cycle, or finally feel done with something you once thought you'd never get over. Let this moon cleanse your energetic field so you can reclaim your emotional sovereignty. You don't have to carry everything. You're allowed to choose freedom. Now, on May 18th, we have the sun in a conjunction with Uranus in Taurus in your second house. This means big money moves, self-worth breakthroughs, or sudden realizations about your values. Uranus brings surprise energy, so expect unexpected shifts in how you earn, what you own, or what you believe you're worth. Something may break so that something more aligned can be built. So this is a moment to step back and ask, is the way I make money actually sustainable? Or have I been selling my energy to survive? On May 21st, we have Venus in Aries making a trine to Mars in Leo. So this is your first and fifth houses. This is a cosmic confidence boost. Now, with your chart rulers dancing in fire signs, you are radiating warmth, magnetism, and charisma. So this is an amazing time to put yourself out there, creatively, romantically, or socially. This energy activates self-expression, personal power, and heart-led visibility. You don't need permission to be seen. You just need to give it to yourself. On May 24th, Saturn enters Aries, which is your first house. This is a defining shift. So Saturn in your sign launches a brand new 30-year cycle that asks you to take yourself more seriously, not out of fear, but from self-respect. This isn't about hardening. It's about honoring your energy, your boundaries, and your time. So you'll feel called to level up emotionally, spiritually, and physically. And while it may feel heavy at first, this is ultimately here to help you build a new identity rooted in truth. On May 24th, the sun in Gemini will be making a trine aspect to Pluto in Aquarius, which is your third and 11th houses. Your voice is your power. This trine is activating clarity in how you speak, teach, write, or share your ideas, and how those messages connect you to your future community or purpose. So you may receive an opportunity to speak your truth publicly, start a new collaborative project, or break free from outdated communication patterns that were holding your magic hostage. On May 26th, Mercury enters Gemini, and we have a new moon in Gemini in your third house. It is time to rewrite your inner script. The stories you tell yourself become the reality you live. This new moon is a total mindset shift, helping you plant new mental patterns, upgrade your communication style, and finally trust your voice again. This is perfect for launching content, starting a new learning journey, healing sibling or friend dynamics, or opening your throat chakra in a whole new way. So the main areas of focus for your energy this month is first going to be your self-image, your identity. So reflect on how you present yourself to the world. Who have you been and who are you ready to become? This is your season to realign your energy, your image, and your entire approach to selfhood. Stop shrinking to fit outdated identities. Own the new you. Next is going to be boundaries and emotional release. Let go of emotional debts, toxic attachments, and intimacy patterns that leave you feeling powerless. You are not here to be entangled with what drains you. Call your power back financially, emotionally, and energetically. Next is going to be your value and money habits. So redefine what stability means. If your income sources or money mindset are shaky, this is your moment to shake them up and build a stronger foundation. You don't have to grind to prove your worth. You just have to believe in it. Next is going to be creative confidence and self-expression. You're lit up with magnetism, so share your message. Start the thing, wear the outfit, say yes to play, visibility, and pleasure. Let your joy be a form of rebellion. And finally, your thought patterns and communication. Upgrade the way you speak to yourself. Let go of anxious looping and speak life over your goals. This is your time to rewrite the mental story that's been holding you back. New thoughts equal new timeline. A great affirmation for you for the month of May is, I honor who I am and who I'm becoming. I release the weight of old identities and create a life that reflects my truth, power, and worth. This month is here to remind you, you don't need to try harder. You need to align deeper. Who you are now is enough, but who you're becoming is unstoppable. Be sure to let me know how the energy of May is showing up for you in the comments below. And if you're feeling this and want to go even deeper, I've got some powerful resources waiting for you below, all designed to help you fully step into your next chapter. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. Taurus rising. So May 2025 is a major identity shift for you, but it doesn't start with external moves. It starts with what's being stirred in the hidden, quiet, spiritual corners of your life. With Venus, Neptune, and Saturn in your 12th house, and Uranus, the sun, and a powerful new moon activating your first and second houses, you're being asked to shed the emotional baggage, dissolve distractions, and rise into a version of yourself that's more rooted in peace than performance. This isn't about chasing change. It's about quietly choosing a new way of being and letting that change everything. Now on May 2nd, we have Venus in a conjunction with Neptune in Aries, which is your 12th house. This transit pulls you inward, heightening your intuition, sensitivity, and emotional awareness. You may feel creatively or spiritually inspired, or you may feel overwhelmed and energetically foggy. This is a time for release of old wounds, unresolved emotional residue, and relationships that live only in fantasy. It's okay to be more private right now. You're being called to heal quietly, not hustle loudly. On May 4th, Pluto goes retrograde in Aquarius, which is your 10th house. You're being asked to reclaim your power in your career and public image. Have you been building a professional path that matches your soul? or just one that's kept you safe. This retrograde may bring revelations around control dynamics with authority figures or expose what needs to evolve in your relationship to success. Let go of the version of you that achieved out of survival. You're allowed to lead from peace now. On May 12th, we have a full moon in Scorpio, which is your 7th house. Relationship dynamics may come to a head. So you could experience emotional revelations, endings, or renewals in your partnerships, romantic, professional, or otherwise. This full moon wants you to let go of the idea that connection requires sacrifice. You don't have to lose yourself to be loved. You just have to be clear about who you are and who's truly aligned with that. On May 18th, the Sun is making a conjunction with Uranus in Taurus, which of course is your 1st house. Your personal reinvention is happening in real time. Something surprising may shake up your identity, your appearance, or the way you present yourself. You might feel the urge to break free from expectations, radically change your style, or embody a version of yourself that's been quietly waiting to be seen. This is your "I'm not who I used to be" moment. Own it, even if others don't get it yet. On May 21st, Venus in Aries is making a trine to Mars in Leo, which is your 12th and 4th houses. This is a beautiful wave of emotional warmth and spiritual passion. You may feel guided to pour your energy into your home, family, or a sacred space. Healing may happen through solitude, ancestral connection, or releasing childhood dynamics you've outgrown. This is the perfect time to create a home that matches your frequency. On May 24th, Saturn enters Aries, which is your 12th house. You're entering a 2-year phase of deep spiritual accountability. Saturn in your 12th isn't about quick success. It's about doing the inner work, healing the hidden wounds, and setting strong, energetic boundaries. This is a season of emotional maturity and divine preparation. The more you protect your peace, the more powerful you'll become. On May 24th, the Sun in Gemini is making a trine to Pluto in Aquarius, which is your 2nd and 10th houses. You're getting insight into how your values, money mindset, and sense of self-worth impact your career path and visibility. If you've been undercharging, over-delivering, or attaching your worth to performance, this is your invitation to shift. You don't have to hustle harder. You just have to stand firmer in your value. On May 26th, Mercury enters Gemini, and we have a new moon in Gemini. So this is going to be in your 2nd house. This is a money mindset reset. Time to plant new intentions around how you earn, what you spend, and what truly matters. This is the perfect moment to start a new financial plan, launch a values-aligned offer, or commit to a grounded abundance mindset. So there's a few areas for you to focus your energy this month. The first is emotional and spiritual healing. You're being asked to slow down, tune in, and honor what's rising from beneath the surface. This is sacred space. You're not losing momentum. You're regaining your soul. Make peace your priority. Solitude is medicine right now. Next is relationship detox and rebirth. Let go of relationships that require you to self-abandon. The 7th house Scorpio full moon will reveal what's been unspoken and what you've outgrown. Choose depth and truth over attachment and fantasy. Next is self-expression and reinvention. This is your breakthrough. Let yourself be seen in a new way, even if it scares you. Your evolution is magnetic. Embody your next level. Don't wait for permission. Next is home and inner security. Focus on grounding your nervous system, beautifying your space, and healing where you've lived emotionally for too long. Make your home a sanctuary that reflects your peace. And finally, money and self-worth. With the Gemini new moon, this is new values equals new income. This is your moment to shift from survival mode into abundance. Rebuild your worth from the inside out. What you believe you deserve is what you will allow in. A great affirmation for you for the month of May is, I allow peace to transform me. I am safe to evolve, worthy of rest, and ready to build a life that reflects the truth of who I am. This month is soft but powerful, gentle but deeply clarifying. Let yourself release, realign, and rise from the inside out. Be sure to let me know how the energy of May is showing up for you in the comments below. And if you're loving this energy and want to go even deeper, I've linked powerful tools below to guide you into your next chapter. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. Gemini rising. So May 2025 is a full spectrum reset for you. With a new moon and Mercury, your ruling planet, activating your first house, plus long-term shifts in your 11th and 9th houses. This month is about reconnecting to your vision, speaking it into reality, and becoming a living embodiment of the person you're here to be. You're not just thinking differently. You're rewriting your narrative, recharging your voice, and recalibrating your path forward. Starting out on May 2nd, Venus is making a conjunction with Neptune in Aries, which is your 11th house. So you may feel dreamy, nostalgic, or deeply idealistic about your friendships, communities, or your long-term goals. This is a beautiful transit for creative collaborations or connecting to soul-aligned groups, but also one that may expose illusions. So ask yourself, are these dreams mine or inherited? Is this community energizing or quietly draining me? If your vision feels unclear, trust that clarity is coming. Right now, inspiration is the first step. On May 4th, Pluto begins its retrograde in Aquarius, which is in your 9th house. You're beginning a deep inner journey around your beliefs, worldviews, and spiritual philosophy. This retrograde may bring subtle but powerful shifts in how you seek truth, pursue education, or envision your future. Outdated belief systems are crumbling, and while it may feel destabilizing, it's making space for more authentic alignment. You no longer have to know everything. You just have to follow what feels real to you. On May 12th, we have a full moon in Scorpio, which is your 6th house. This is a purge moment. You're being asked to release habits, health patterns, or work dynamics that are energetically unsustainable. This full moon illuminates what's been draining your body, your time, and your mind. If you've been neglecting your well-being or sacrificing your peace for productivity, this is your wake-up call. Create new rhythms that honor your body and your boundaries. On May 18th, the Sun is making a conjunction with Uranus in Taurus, which is your 12th house. Expect flashes of spiritual insight, surprising dreams, or emotional breakthroughs. Something long buried may surface, but it's only rising because you're finally strong enough to release it. This transit can bring both restlessness and revelation. Slow down and let silence speak. If you felt disconnected from Source, your higher self is trying to reach you now. On May 21st, Venus in Aries is making a trine to Mars in Leo, which is your 11th and 3rd houses. Your words are electric right now. Your ideas are catching fire. So this is a beautiful transit for sharing your message, creating magnetic content, launching a passion project, or initiating aligned collaborations. You're attracting the right people through the right message, and your confidence in your voice is magnetic. On May 24th, Saturn enters Aries, which is your 11th house. This is the start of a 2.5-year journey of taking your dreams seriously. Saturn entering your 11th house means building new structures around your long-term vision, refining your community, and taking leadership in group dynamics. It's time to commit to something bigger than yourself, but it has to be real. No more surface level networking. Deep purpose only. On May 24th, the Sun in Gemini is making a trine to Pluto in Aquarius, which is your 1st and 9th houses. This is a soul embodiment moment. Your inner truth and outer expression are syncing. You're becoming someone who doesn't just know what they believe, you're living it, speaking it, radiating it. This trine may bring powerful breakthroughs in teaching, content creation, or your future plans. Say the thing. Start the mission. Your voice holds power. On May 26th, Mercury enters Gemini, and we have a new moon in Gemini happening in your first house. You've arrived. This is your official reset. With Mercury, your ruler, and the new moon in your sign, you're getting a full opportunity to reimagine your identity, clarify your voice, and anchor a whole new mindset. Set clear intentions around how you want to show up. You're not the same person you were a year ago. Let your presence reflect your evolution. So there's a few areas for you to focus your energy this month. The first is your identity and personal power. This is your invitation to reintroduce yourself to yourself and the world. How you speak, move, share, and express is shifting. You're meant to be seen in a new way. Ask yourself, who do I want to be? And how do I embody that today? Next is your purpose and future vision. You're becoming a future builder. Friendships are either falling away or deepening. This is about investing in the people, projects, and communities that reflect your long-term expansion. Ask yourself, who is helping me rise and who is anchoring me in my old story? Next is your beliefs and truth. Old narratives are crumbling. That's okay. You're not meant to cling to the framework. You're meant to follow the fire. Ask yourself, is this belief limiting me or liberating me? Next is mind-body alignment. Your physical, mental, and emotional health are connected. Something needs to be released. Maybe a toxic job, maybe a burnout cycle, or maybe a pressure pattern. So ask yourself, where can I support my body the way I support others? And finally, subconscious healing and intuition. Let the quiet reveal what the noise has been hiding. Pay attention to dreams, synchronicities, and inner nudges. Ask yourself, what's rising that I've been too busy to feel? A great affirmation for you for the month of May is, I speak life over my vision. I release the old stories and fully embody the person I came here to be. This is your reset, your reminder, your moment. Let your mind be the portal to your power and your voice the doorway to your next chapter. Be sure to let me know how the energy of May is showing up for you in the comments below. And if you're loving this energy and want to keep going deeper, I've linked some powerful tools below to guide you into your next chapter. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. Cancer rising. So May 2025 is activating a massive recalibration between your inner world and outer impact. With several powerful transits highlighting your 10th house of legacy, your 4th and 8th houses of emotional roots and deep transformation, and a spiritually cleansing wave moving through your 12th house later in the month, you're being asked to realign your path, not based on pressure, but based on truth. This is your breakthrough moment in how you lead, create stability, and protect your peace while still showing up for your big purpose. So to start out the month, on May 2nd, we have Venus in a conjunction with Neptune in Aries in your 10th house. This dreamy conjunction may bring career clarity or confusion. So you might feel hopeful and inspired about your public path, or find yourself doubting whether what you're building is still aligned. This is a beautiful moment for creative visioning, but not for making big business decisions. Let the inspiration flow, but wait for clarity before committing. Also, don't get lost in chasing success that looks good but feels empty. On May 4th, Pluto begins its retrograde in Aquarius, which is your 8th house. So here comes the shadow work. Pluto's retrograde will bring up power dynamics, emotional entanglements, shared finances, or unprocessed grief, especially connected to intimacy, vulnerability, or loss. You're being invited to reclaim power where you once gave it away, whether in a relationship, financial situation, or old emotional wounds. This isn't about control. It's about deep, energetic sovereignty, and you're ready for it. Now on May 12th, we have a full moon in Scorpio, which is your 5th house. This emotional release is about joy, creativity, romance, and your inner child. If you've been over-responsible or disconnected from play, this full moon is your call back to pleasure. So let it all out. Cry, dance, create, scream, feel. This is a reminder that healing doesn't only come through work. It comes through reconnecting to what lights you up. You don't have to earn happiness. You just have to remember that you deserve it. On May 18th, we have the Sun in a conjunction with Uranus in Taurus, which is your 11th house. Your social circle and long-term dreams are getting a surprise reboot. So expect revelations around friends, your online presence, or the future goals you've been building. You may feel the urge to pivot your direction, leave a group, or connect with people who actually reflect the new version of you. Don't resist the shakeup. Sometimes the detour is the destiny. On May 21st, Venus in Aries is making a trine to Mars in Leo, which is your 10th and 2nd houses. This is a magnetic, confident moment to make moves in your career or public life. You are radiating value and power, so don't be afraid to pitch yourself, speak up, or ask for what you want financially or professionally. This energy also supports building emotional security through aligned action. Lead from your self-worth. On May 24th, Saturn enters Aries, which is your 10th house. So this marks the start of a brand new 2-year phase of serious legacy building. Saturn in your 10th is asking you to take responsibility for your impact, elevate your leadership, and get clear on what kind of success actually matters to you. This isn't about burnout or being perfect. It's about laying down long-term roots that honor both your purpose and your peace. On May 24th, the Sun in Gemini is making a trine aspect to Pluto in Aquarius, which is your 12th and 8th houses. So with this, a deep spiritual insight will arrive. This trine is like turning on a flashlight in your subconscious. So you may uncover emotional patterns or ancestral wounds that are ready to be cleared. This is powerful energy for shadow healing, ancestral work, or deep spiritual transformation. So be still and listen. You're receiving guidance from within. Now on May 26th, Mercury enters Gemini, and we have a new moon in Gemini, which is your 12th house. So this new moon is your energetic detox, a chance to set intentions around letting go. So old habits, subconscious blocks, emotional clutter, it's all up for clearing. Create space for silence. Spend time alone. Don't fill the void with noise. You're being spiritually recalibrated, and the clarity is coming from stillness, not strategy. So there's a few areas for you to focus your energy this month. The first is your career, purpose, and public identity. So this is about more than status. It's about your soul's work. Let go of the need to prove and reconnect to what you're here to lead. So you can ask yourself, am I building a career that honors who I'm becoming, not just who I've been? Next is emotional clearing and empowerment. Let go of energetic baggage, emotional, financial, ancestral. You are no longer obligated to carry pain that isn't yours. So ask yourself, am I finally ready to release so I can rise lighter? Next is creativity and joy reclamation. You don't have to be serious to be valid. Let yourself be seen, felt, and expressed. This 5th house Scorpio full moon wants you to open your heart again. So you can ask, what does joy feel like in my body? And how often do I let myself feel it? Next is to focus on values and financial power. Your worth isn't up for debate. This is your moment to take bold action in building emotional and financial stability. So you can ask yourself, what actions prove I believe in my worth? And finally, focus on your future vision and community shifts. You're not meant to do this alone, but you are meant to be selective about who comes with you. So ask yourself, who's in alignment with the version of me I'm becoming? A great affirmation for you for the month of May is, I build success from truth. I lead with clarity, release what no longer supports me, and allow happiness to be part of my healing. This month is about redefining what success feels like, not what it looks like. Let your career, connections, and inner world reflect the person that you're becoming, not the one you had to be. Be sure to let me know how the energy of May is showing up for you in the comments below. And if this spoke to you and you're ready for more, there's a whole lineup of resources waiting for you in the description box below, all crafted to help you rise into your next level. And also, be sure to like, share this with your friends, and subscribe for more. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. Leo rising. So May 2025 is your wake-up call and your spotlight moment at the same time. Now, with major activation in your 10th house of career, your 4th house of home, and your 9th house of higher purpose, the universe is asking, are you ready to own your power in a way that feels free, not forced? This month is here to help you rewrite the rules you've been living by. You're not just being seen more clearly, you're being asked to live more truthfully. So starting out the month on May 2nd, we have Venus in a conjunction with Neptune in Aries, which is your 9th house. Your beliefs, dreams, and soul purpose are being illuminated. So you might feel deeply inspired or deeply unsure about what the next phase of your life should look like. This energy is mystical, magical, but also foggy. Be open to divine insight, but cautious about overly idealistic thinking. If something feels off, trust your inner compass. This is about spiritual vision, not perfection. On May 4th, Pluto begins its retrograde in Aquarius, which is your 7th house. So power dynamics in your one-on-one relationships, whether romantic or business, are shifting. Pluto retrograde reveals where control, fear, or emotional dependency have been quietly shaping your partnerships. So you may find yourself reclaiming energy that you gave away too easily, or seeing someone else's true colors more clearly. It's time to create relationships based on mutual empowerment, not attachment. On May 12th, we have a full moon in Scorpio, which is your 4th house. This deeply emotional full moon stirs themes around family, roots, childhood conditioning, and emotional security. So you could experience a release around the past, a move, a memory, or a belief about home that no longer resonates. Let yourself feel it. This is your emotional reset. The more you ground within yourself, the more powerful you become. Now on May 18th, the Sun is in a conjunction with Uranus in Taurus, which is your 10th house. So get ready for a surprising career shakeup or breakthrough. This alignment may bring a sudden opportunity, change in status, or unexpected clarity about what you actually want to be known for. If you've been playing it safe or hiding your genius, this is the moment the universe says, show up louder. Your next level won't come from following the rules. It'll come from breaking the right ones. Now on May 21st, Venus in Aries is making a trine to Mars in Leo, which are your 9th and 1st houses. This trine is fire. It re-energizes your sense of purpose, charisma, and confidence. So you might feel more connected to your truth, more expressive in your identity, or more open to love that meets you where you are. It's also a beautiful transit for teaching, learning, traveling, or sharing your message boldly. Lead with conviction and know that you are already enough. On May 24th, Saturn enters Aries, which is your 9th house. So a long-term shift begins here. This is a 2.5-year journey of spiritual maturity, purpose embodiment, and truth anchoring. This is your time to get serious about your beliefs, your message, and your legacy. You're not just searching for meaning anymore. You're living it. So this might involve teaching, writing, creating content, or pursuing something bigger than yourself. So no more dabbling. Commit to the mission. On May 24th, the Sun in Gemini is making a trine to Pluto in Aquarius, which is your 11th and 7th houses. So you're getting major insights into who belongs in your circle and who's holding you back. This trine connects your future goals and close partnerships, helping you align your social life with your soul's path. So expect magnetic collaborations, powerful friendships, and intuitive nudges to let certain connections go. Now on May 26th, Mercury enters Gemini, and we have a new moon in Gemini, which is happening in your 11th house. So this is a big moment to set fresh intentions around your future vision, your social network, and the impact that you want to make on the world. So whether you're building a brand, launching a movement, or simply shifting who you spend time with, this new moon wants it to be intentional. You're not meant to do this alone, but you are meant to be selective about who walks beside you. So there's a few areas for you to focus your energy this month. The first is on your purpose, your beliefs, and teaching. You're being guided to live in alignment with your truth, not perform someone else's version of it. This month, deepen your message, reconnect to what inspires you, and commit to a bigger vision. And ask yourself, what do I believe now, and how can I embody that into everything that I do? Next is your career and public presence. Break the mold. This month's energy is explosive in your career zone. So be open to the unexpected and trust your instinct when it comes to saying yes to something bold. Next is your emotional foundations. So let go of inherited fears, outdated family narratives, and survival patterns. Your inner safety matters more than outer applause. And you can ask yourself, what emotional roots need tending to so that I can rise even stronger? Next is to focus on partnership dynamics. You are ready to upgrade the quality of your closest connections. If it's not mutual, it's not sustainable. And you can ask yourself, where have I compromised myself for connection? And finally, focus on your future goals and community. This is the time to call in the people who get your vision and release the ones who don't. Ask yourself, who feels expansive? Who feels heavy? And what kind of future am I really building? A great affirmation for you for the month of May is, I lead from alignment, not performance. I release outdated roles and rise into the most powerful, authentic version of myself. This is your moment to realign with purpose, speak from truth, and be seen as you really are, not just as you've been expected to be. Let your light lead. Be sure to let me know how this energy of May is showing up for you in the comments below. And if this landed and you're ready for more, I've curated powerful next steps for you, and you can find them in the description box below. Also, be sure to like, share this with your friends who can also benefit from this message, and subscribe for more. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. Virgo rising. So May 2025 brings a transformative blend of emotional release, mindset shifts, and professional alignment. With energy moving through your 3rd, 6th, 8th, 9th, and 10th houses, the universe is guiding you to recalibrate your routines, confront your subconscious blocks, and step into a more empowered, purpose-driven version of yourself on your terms. You're not here to fix everything. You're here to heal, evolve, and finally choose what supports the life you truly want. Now, to start the month off on May 2nd, Venus is making a conjunction with Neptune in Aries in your 8th house. So this energy softens your heart and heightens your intuition around intimacy, money, and emotional entanglements. So you might feel deeply connected to someone, or you might realize that you've been idolizing a situation that isn't grounded in reality. This transit invites you to release control, surrender emotional baggage, and open yourself to receiving support, not just giving it. On May 4th, Pluto begins its retrograde in Aquarius, which is in your 6th house. The way you approach work, health, and your daily life is up for transformation. Pluto's retrograde invites you to examine the power dynamics in your habits. Are you addicted to being busy? Do you equate worth with productivity? Are your routines aligned with your highest self, or just keeping you afloat? This is about building sustainable systems that support your energy, not just your to-do list. Now on May 12th, we have a full moon in Scorpio, which is your 3rd house. This is a mindset clearing. Old thought loops, self-doubt, or beliefs rooted in fear may come to the surface now. If you've been stuck in repetitive thinking or struggling with communication, this full moon clears the fog and helps you speak with more clarity, confidence, and truth. It's also powerful for releasing outdated dynamics with siblings or your peers. On May 18th, the Sun will be making a conjunction with Uranus in Taurus, which is your 9th house. A sudden insight, travel plan, spiritual download, or course correction may hit you with this transit. This transit shakes up your worldview, showing you a new way to think, believe, or expand. You're outgrowing old systems of thought, and this is the moment something clicks. Your higher mind is ready for a new direction. On May 21st, Venus in Aries is making a trine to Mars in Leo, which is your 8th and 12th houses. This transit supports soul-level healing, sexual awakening, or creative breakthroughs from the subconscious. It's deeply private, wildly intuitive, and helps you to close cycles that have weighed on your heart. You may feel more connected to your spiritual practices or experience a rush of energy to release an old pain for good. On May 24th, Saturn enters Aries, which is your 8th house. Saturn's move into your 8th house kicks off a 2.5-year season of energetic maturity, financial responsibility, and emotional self-mastery. You'll be asked to confront what you've avoided around intimacy, money, fear, and vulnerability. This isn't easy, but it is freeing. You're learning to hold yourself through the uncomfortable and rise stronger because of it. On May 24th, the Sun in Gemini is making a trine to Pluto in Aquarius, which is your 10th and 6th houses. This powerful energy is going to reveal how your daily habits shape your long-term success. If you've been in a career fog or unsure how to move forward professionally, expect clarity and empowerment now. Your big vision will require small aligned actions, and you're ready to lead from intention, not burnout. On May 26th, Mercury enters Gemini, and we have a new moon in Gemini happening in your 10th house. This is your career reset. So set intentions around your public path, legacy, brand, or reputation. Start a new project, own your authority, and show up as the leader your future self already is. If you've been waiting to be chosen, this is your moment to choose yourself. So there's a few areas for you to focus your energy this month. The first is on your mindset and mental detox. Old patterns of overthinking, overanalyzing, or undercommunicating are ready to be cleared. Your voice matters. So ask yourself, how am I speaking to myself, and what needs to shift? Next is your health, habits, and burnout patterns. Let go of perfectionistic routines and rebuild habits that support vitality, not just output. So ask yourself, is this routine nurturing me or managing my anxiety? Next is your emotional and financial healing. Clear money shame, release emotional debts, and take ownership of your healing. Ask yourself, what part of me still believes I have to carry this alone? Next is career and visibility. This is your time to rise. You've been doing the work, so now it's time to be seen for it. Ask yourself, what do I want to be known for? And am I acting like that version of me now? And finally, focus on your beliefs and higher wisdom. Your worldview is evolving fast, so stay open to new teachings, new paths, and new truths that align with your soul. Ask yourself, what belief am I finally ready to leave behind? A great affirmation for you for the month of May is, I release the weight of survival. I am ready to build a life that reflects my wisdom, honors my worth, and supports my next level. This month is here to remind you, healing isn't just something you do, it's something you live. Choose peace, choose alignment, choose you. Be sure to let me know how this energy of May is showing up for you in the comments below. And if this landed for you and you're ready for more, I've curated powerful next steps for you, and you can find them in the description box below. And of course, be sure to like, share this with your friends who can also benefit from this message, and subscribe for more. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. Libra rising. So May 2025 brings a pivotal shift for you, especially around your relationships, values, and vision for the future. With powerful energy moving through your 7th, 8th, and 9th houses, and Saturn beginning its long-term journey through your relationship sector, this month is a mirror. It's showing not just who you're attracting, but who you've become. The lesson for you is real love requires real boundaries. Authentic connection can only happen when you stop performing peace and start embodying your truth. Starting out the month on May 2nd, we have Venus in a conjunction with Neptune in Aries, which is your 7th house. Your ruling planet meets Neptune in your house of relationships, casting a dreamy, romantic haze over your love life. This can bring soulful attraction, spiritual intimacy, or compassion-fueled healing in your current partnership. But it can also blur the line between fantasy and reality. So notice where you've been romanticizing someone's potential and ignoring their patterns. This transit says, choose partners who see your whole truth, not just your performance. On May 4th, Pluto begins its retrograde in Aquarius in your 5th house. Creative passion, romance, children, and inner child healing will come into focus. Pluto retrograde will ask you to examine where you've given your power away for validation, approval, or attention. This is your chance to reconnect with creativity not rooted in productivity, and love that isn't rooted in performance. If a romantic dynamic has felt obsessive or draining, this is the time to reclaim your energy. Now on May 12th, we have a full moon in Scorpio, which is your 2nd house. So this is the time to clear out old stories around self-worth, money, and security. This full moon brings a release of scarcity mindsets, financial fear, or emotional attachments to value that no longer reflect who you are. You're being asked to remember that your worth isn't defined by what you give others, but how deeply you honor your own needs. On May 18th, the Sun is making a conjunction with Uranus in Taurus, which is your 8th house. A breakthrough in intimacy, finances, or emotional transformation may arrive unexpectedly. You might uncover a secret, receive unexpected money, or experience a jarring realization around a shared connection. This transit wants to liberate you from the emotional contracts that keep you stuck in fear. Let go of the need to control. Trust the release. On May 21st, Venus in Aries is making a trine to Mars in Leo, and this is happening in your 7th and 11th houses. This fire trine is boosting your romantic energy and bringing passion or alignment to your relationships, friendships, or collaborations. It's a perfect time to pursue new connections, or deepen existing ones with people who match your pace, fire, and vision. You are most magnetic when you stop overthinking and start feeling what's real. On May 24th, Saturn enters Aries, which is your 7th house. So this is the big one. Saturn is entering your relationship sector for the next 2.5 years. This is a major karmic chapter, one where you'll be tested, matured, and refined in how you relate, partner, and commit. Expect to solidify long-term relationships or see some dissolve if they're not built on truth. This is where love becomes real and your standards become sacred. On May 24th, the Sun in Gemini is making a trine to Pluto in Aquarius, which is your 9th and 5th houses. Your beliefs about love, happiness, and purpose are shifting. So this is a great time to share your voice, create from the heart, and align your passions with a bigger vision. If you felt creatively blocked or spiritually flat, this will reignite your purpose. On May 26th, Mercury enters Gemini, and we have a new moon in Gemini happening in your 9th house. So a beautiful new beginning around education, travel, publishing, or spiritual truth arrives. This new moon is inviting you to plant seeds around your higher purpose, expansion, and living from your truth, not your people-pleasing habits. You're not meant to keep playing small in order to stay likable. It's time to speak your truth like your future depends on it, because it does. So there's a few areas for you to focus your energy this month. The first is relationships and boundaries. You're no longer available for half-hearted connections or performative peace. Real intimacy takes real boundaries. So ask yourself, am I being loved for who I really am, or just for how well I play nice? Next is your self-worth and value. With the Scorpio full moon in your 2nd house, you're clearing scarcity, proving nothing, and finally prioritizing what feels abundant. This is the month to invest in yourself. So you can ask, where have I underpriced, overgave, or underestimated myself? Next is healing through release. So let go of shame, fear, or old emotional contracts. The version of you that had to earn love is dissolving. So you can ask yourself, what do I no longer owe anyone, energetically or emotionally? Next is to focus on your belief expansion and your higher purpose. You are meant to teach, speak, travel, or share what's in your soul. Start something bold. And ask yourself, if I trusted my wisdom, what would I say out loud? And finally, focus on joyful expression and inner child reclamation. Create without pressure. Play without guilt. Let love be fun again. And ask yourself, what does my heart want to do with no outcome required? A great affirmation for you for the month of May is, I am worthy of relationships that honor my truth. I release people-pleasing and choose radical, soul-aligned love, starting with myself. This month is your invitation to rewrite the story of love, self-worth, and connection. You don't need to be more lovable. You need to be more you. Be sure to let me know how this energy of May is showing up for you in the comments below. And if you're craving more of this energy, hit the description box for next level tools to help you embody your power. And of course, be sure to like, share this with your friends who can also benefit from this message, and subscribe for more. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. Scorpio rising. So May 2025 is a soul-defining month for you, with major energy moving through your 1st, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 10th houses. The universe is shaking up how you see yourself, how you show up in your relationships, and how you embody your power day by day. It's time to let go of the past version of you that was built around survival and start stepping into a life that reflects self-trust, sovereignty, and sacred connection. You're being called to rise, and this time it's not for anyone else's approval. It's for you. So opening up the month on May 2nd, Venus is making a conjunction with Neptune in Aries, which is your 6th house. This dreamy alignment softens your relationship to your daily routines, body, and work. You may feel inspired to care for yourself more intuitively, but also be careful of overextending your energy or falling into savior patterns at work or in service to others. This is a beautiful time to infuse creativity, beauty, or spiritual practices into your wellness habits. But it's also a reminder, you're not here to fix everyone. On May 4th, Pluto begins its retrograde in Aquarius, which is your 4th house. This marks the start of a deep emotional excavation around home, family, childhood, and the subconscious roots of your behavior. Pluto retrograding in your 4th house is asking, what foundations were built out of fear, out of performance, out of the need to be safe instead of sovereign? This is ancestral healing. You're releasing emotional inheritance that no longer serves your evolution. On May 12th, we have a full moon in Scorpio, your 1st house. So this is your full moon, a massive culmination, release, and emotional revelation. Something about your self-image, your identity, or the role you've been playing is being stripped down. And while it might feel intense, it's also liberating. You're no longer who you used to be. Let this full moon help you shed the performance, the mask, the protection mechanisms. This is your rebirth. On May 18th, the Sun is making a conjunction with Uranus in Taurus, which is your 7th house. Expect the unexpected in your relationships. This could look like a breakthrough conversation, a sudden shift in a dynamic, or an awakening around how you partner, connect, or commit. This is not a bad thing. Uranus wants to liberate you from unhealthy attachment styles and push you toward connection that feels energizing, not draining. On May 21st, Venus in Aries is making a trine to Mars in Leo, which is your 6th and 10th houses. This is a beautiful moment to embody leadership and balance in your work and wellness. You are magnetic under this transit, especially in professional spaces. and your energy will be radiating authority, confidence, and groundedness. It's a great time to refine your routines, take action toward a career shift, or be seen for the value you bring to the table. On May 24th, Saturn enters Aries, which is your 6th house. This marks the beginning of a 2.5-year journey of discipline, accountability, and self-mastery around your daily habits, your work ethic, body, and wellness. It's time to take yourself seriously, not in a rigid way, but in a way that says, I deserve consistency, care, and systems that support my energy. This may be the beginning of a new job, a new health regimen, or a long-term project that teaches you patience and devotion. On May 24th, the Sun in Gemini is making a trine to Pluto in Aquarius, which is your 8th and 4th houses. This is a major healing moment around your emotional past, family history, or intimate fears. So this trine is offering insight, forgiveness, and empowerment. Let this energy guide you to deeper inner stability, the kind that doesn't come from control, but from clarity. On May 26th, Mercury enters Gemini, and we have a new moon in Gemini happening in your 8th house. A full energetic rebirth is here. So this new moon is bringing a powerful opportunity to cut karmic cords, start new financial patterns, or commit to emotional intimacy in a new way. If there's been fear, grief, or shame that you've been carrying, this is the moment to release it. This isn't the end of your story. It's the start of a new one. So there's a few areas for you to focus your energy this month. The first is your personal rebirth and your self-image. This is your identity revolution. Let go of who you've been trying to be and allow your authentic power to rise. Next is your emotional and ancestral healing. Old family stories and childhood wounds are being rewritten. This is your chance to reclaim your roots without repeating the pain. And you can ask yourself, what part of me still lives in the past? And what would happen if I freed myself from it? Next is relationships and freedom. You're ready to stop overgiving and start co-creating connections rooted in truth. Ask yourself, who do I become when I stop abandoning myself for closeness? Next is work, wellness, and discipline. Build systems that nourish you and honor your energy. You're being asked to take your body, time, and capacity seriously. And you can ask yourself, what do I need to feel supported in the life I'm actually living? And finally, focus on intimacy, power, and emotional freedom. This is the month to stop hiding your deepest truth, whether it's financial healing or emotional release. This is your breakthrough. And ask, what am I finally ready to let go of for good? A great affirmation for you for the month of May is, I release the past versions of myself that were built around survival. I am safe to be seen, strong in my softness, and powerful in my truth. This is your initiation month. You're not becoming someone new. You're finally becoming who you've always been. Be sure to let me know how this energy of May is showing up for you in the comments below. And if you're ready to stop playing small, everything you need to expand, elevate, and evolve is waiting for you in the description box below. And also, be sure to like, share this with your friends who can also benefit from this information, and subscribe for more. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. Sagittarius rising. So May 2025 is a portal of completion and reconnection for you. With deep activity in your 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 9th houses, you're being called to release what's been hiding in your emotional foundation, reconnect with your happiness, and clarify your relationships, both with others and with yourself. You are not meant to play small in your heart, your vision, or your life anymore. And this month, you remember how powerful it feels to come home to your truth. Now, opening up the month on May 2nd, Venus will be in a conjunction with Neptune in Aries, which is your 5th house. This transit brings a dreamy glow over your love life, creativity, and relationship with pleasure. It can be beautifully romantic and inspiring, but also a little delusional. Be mindful not to project fantasies onto someone who can't meet you there. Creatively, this is a powerful time to channel your emotions through art, movement, or expression. Let your heart speak, even if it's messy. On May 4th, Pluto begins its retrograde in Aquarius, which is your 3rd house. Your mind is transforming. Pluto retrograde in your communication zone brings a powerful opportunity to reclaim your voice, break mental loops, and shift how you speak to yourself. If you've been silencing yourself, people-pleasing, or hiding behind humor or optimism, this retrograde invites you to go deeper. You don't just speak to be liked. You speak to be understood. On May 12th, we have a full moon in Scorpio, which is your 12th house. This is a private, emotional cleansing moment. This full moon in your 12th house is helping you to release subconscious patterns, grief, spiritual baggage, and energetic weight you've been carrying for too long. It may feel like an ending, and let it. This is a soul-level closure that clears the way for real happiness to return. On May 18th, the Sun will be making a conjunction with Uranus in Taurus, which is your 6th house. So expect surprises in your health, work routines, or daily rhythms. You may suddenly shift how you approach productivity, or realize that a job or system you've outgrown is no longer sustainable. This is a perfect time to rebuild your lifestyle in a way that supports your nervous system, not just your goals. Let your body lead. It always knows what's best for you. May 21st, we have Venus in Aries making a trine to Mars in Leo in your 5th and 9th houses. This fire trine is lighting up your creativity, happiness, and purpose. You may feel reconnected to what inspires you, either romantically, artistically, or spiritually. This is a beautiful window for passion projects, new love, or sharing your story with a wider audience. When you speak from the heart, your truth travels far. On May 24th, Saturn enters Aries, which is your 5th house. So you're entering a 2.5-year cycle of serious commitment to your creative expression, romantic truth, and inner child healing. Saturn in your 5th house is asking, are you creating from authenticity or expectation? Are you choosing partners who honor your fire or dim it? This isn't about restriction. It's about integrity. Love that grows with you starts now. Now on May 24th, the Sun in Gemini will make a trine to Pluto in Aquarius, which is your 7th and 3rd houses. An intimate conversation could shift everything. This trine supports deep, transformative dialogue with a partner, close friend, or collaborator. It also gives you the courage to be honest about what you really want in your relationships. Speak your desires. You don't have to water them down for anyone. On May 26th, Mercury enters Gemini, and we have a new moon in Gemini in your 7th house. So a new chapter begins in your relationships. Whether you're single or partnered, this new moon is planting seeds for partnerships that mirror your evolution, not your past. Get clear about what you value in your one-on-one relationships and say yes to the kinds of people who actually reflect that. This is your clean slate. So there's a few areas for you to focus your energy this month. The first is emotional and spiritual release. Grieve what needs grieving. Let go of guilt, shame, or the inner chaos that's kept you from peace. And ask yourself, what am I carrying that was never mine to begin with? Next is love, joy, and creative integrity. Romance and passion are real, but they have to be rooted in truth. You're learning how to love and create from wholeness, not wounding. So ask yourself, am I choosing pleasure that expands me or distracts me? Next is relationship vision. This is the month to set powerful intentions around the kinds of partnerships you want and actually believe you deserve them. So ask yourself, what do I want to experience in love now that I've come back to myself? Next is your mindset and communication healing. The way you think and speak is shifting. Old scripts are done. Let your words match your wisdom. And ask yourself, am I using my voice to hide or to reveal who I really am? And finally, focus on work and lifestyle alignment. The way you move through your day needs more flow and freedom. So prioritize nervous system regulation and intuitive structure. And ask yourself, what does sustainable success feel like in my body? A great affirmation for you for the month of May is, I release what no longer lives in alignment with my happiness. I am safe to be seen, to speak from truth, and to receive love that mirrors my growth. This month wants to bring you back to the center of your heart, not the version of you that had to perform happiness, but the one who lives it, breathes it, and chooses it every day. Be sure to let me know how this energy of May is showing up for you in the comments below. And if this lit something up inside of you, don't stop here. I've dropped some next level resources below to help you step fully into your power. And of course, be sure to like, share this with your friends who can also benefit from this message, and subscribe for more. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. Capricorn rising. So May 2025 is a turning point for you, not because of some flashy event, but because of the internal click that says, this is no longer enough. With powerful transits through your 2nd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 10th houses, this month brings a clear invitation. Start living a life that actually supports the real you, not just the one who gets things done. You're not here to just build legacy. You're here to feel whole in it. So to start the month out on May 2nd, we have Venus making a conjunction with Neptune in Aries, which is your 4th house. Your emotional foundations are getting a heart-softening moment. You may feel nostalgic, deeply sensitive, or creatively inspired to make your home or your inner world a sanctuary. This can be a beautiful energy for forgiveness or inner child healing. But be careful not to lose yourself in someone else's emotional energy. Tend to your peace first. It's your home base for everything else. On May 4th, Pluto begins its retrograde in Aquarius in your 2nd house. You're beginning a slow but powerful excavation of your relationship with money, self-worth, and security. This retrograde helps you uncover outdated beliefs about what you deserve, where you overwork for validation, or how you equate value with performance. You are not your output. You're worthy just by being. But it's going to take time and some shadow work to fully integrate that truth. Now on May 12th, we have a full moon in Scorpio, which is your 11th house. This is a release point around friendships, communities, or future goals that no longer reflect who you're becoming. You may feel called to let go of certain social circles, online dynamics, or collaborations that have run their course. It's not personal, it's energetic. You're being aligned with people who see your evolution, not your past. On May 18th, the Sun will make a conjunction with Uranus in Taurus, which is your 5th house. A creative spark, romantic plot twist, or a breakthrough around happiness and expression may hit. You're being asked to reconnect with what lights you up, not what impresses others. This energy reminds you that fun, spontaneity, and freedom are essential to your purpose. It's not indulgent to enjoy yourself. It's expansive. On May 21st, Venus in Aries is making a trine to Mars in Leo, which is your 4th and 8th houses. This fire trine activates deep emotional intimacy and transformation. You may find healing through connection, family bonds, or a powerful moment of truth in a private relationship. This is also a potent time for releasing emotional burdens and inviting in more support. On May 24th, Saturn enters Aries, which is your 4th house. This is a big deal. Saturn, which is your ruling planet, is entering your 4th house of home, family, and emotional security, initiating a 2.5-year journey of rebuilding your foundation. So this could mean healing generational trauma, setting stronger boundaries at home, or creating the kind of inner safety that can't be shaken. It's time to redefine what home really means to you and build it brick by brick. On May 24th, the Sun in Gemini is making a trine to Pluto in Aquarius, which is your 6th and 2nd houses. So you're receiving a download about how to work smarter, not harder, and how your daily actions are either affirming your worth or draining it. This trine gives you the power to create structure that actually supports your energy, your health, and your long-term abundance. You don't need to prove anything. You need to align everything. On May 26th, Mercury enters Gemini, and we have a new moon in Gemini happening in your 6th house. This new moon is a powerful reset of your habits, wellness, and your work life. Set intentions around how you want to move through your day, mentally, physically, and emotionally. This is your chance to reprogram burnout cycles and choose a flow that honors both productivity and peace. So there's a few areas for you to focus your energy this month. The first is home, healing, and emotional security. You're being asked to rebuild your foundation, not for others to rely on you, but so that you can rely on yourself. So you can ask, what does safety feel like in my body? And how can I create more of it daily? Next is your value, your self-worth, and money. You're not meant to earn your value. You're meant to own it. Let go of the hustle identity that's kept you in survival mode. And ask yourself, am I building wealth from alignment or from fear? Next is happiness, creativity, and romance. Spontaneity is a medicine for this month. So let go of needing to control outcomes and just play a little. And you can ask yourself, what would feel fun for me just because? Next is work and wellness. You're invited to choose systems that support you. Your daily life is being restructured, and this time you're the priority. So ask yourself, what does my ideal day look and feel like? And what's one step I can take to create it? And finally, focus on community and vision. Let go of outdated group dynamics. You're being called in communities that mirror your growth, not your old identity. Ask yourself, what kind of future do I want? And who feels aligned with that? A great affirmation for you for the month of May is, I create a life that honors my peace. I release what no longer reflects my worth, and I build from a place of clarity, happiness, and emotional freedom. This month isn't about doing more. It's about doing differently so that your life finally supports the version of you who's ready to thrive. Be sure to let me know how this energy of May is showing up for you in the comments below. And if this resonated and you're feeling the pull for more, head to the links below. Everything there is designed to help you step fully into who you're becoming. And also, be sure to like, share this with your friends who can also benefit from this information, and subscribe for more. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. Aquarius rising. So May 2025 is a soul awakening month for you. Now, with major transits activating your 1st, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 10th houses, you're in a season of reclaiming your voice, reimagining your purpose, and remembering that your most powerful version doesn't follow the crowd. They lead with truth. This is a moment of deep, energetic sovereignty. You're done outsourcing your vision. You're creating your future from the inside out. Now, opening up the month on May 2nd, we have Venus making a conjunction with Neptune in Aries, which is your third house. So this soft, dreamy energy illuminates your mindset and communication. So you may feel inspired, creative, or extra sensitive to what's being said or unsaid. This is going to be a beautiful time for storytelling, poetry, music, or soul-centered content. But watch for miscommunication or idealizing others' words. Let your inner voice get louder than the noise around you. Now on May 4th, Pluto begins its retrograde in Aquarius, which of course is your first house. So this is your transformation. Pluto retrograde in your rising sign begins a deep personal evolution, inviting you to release the version of yourself you've been performing so you can become the version you've been hiding. This is identity work on a soul level. Old mask, outdated defenses, and power dynamics you've absorbed are ready to go. You're being called to lead your life from authenticity, not adaptation. Now on May 12th, we have a full moon in Scorpio, which is your 10th house. This full moon brings powerful closure, clarity, or a culmination in your career, reputation, or public path. It could be the end of a professional chapter, a breakthrough moment of recognition, or a moment to shift direction entirely. What matters now is, does this still reflect who I am? If the answer is no, it's time to pivot. Success without alignment will never satisfy your soul. Now on May 18th, the Sun is making a conjunction with Uranus in Taurus, which is your fourth house. So unexpected shifts around home, family, or your inner foundation may shake things up now. You could feel the urge to move, break a generational pattern, or emotionally declutter your space. This transit wants to free you from emotional expectations that no longer feel true. Sometimes you have to disrupt comfort to create real peace. On May 21st, we have Venus in Aries making a trine to Mars in Leo, which is your third and seventh houses. This is a beautiful moment to speak from the heart, especially in your close relationships. If something needs to be said, this is the perfect time to voice your truth in a way that feels bold but loving. It's also a great time for content creation, branding, or launching your message to a larger audience. Don't hold back what your soul has to say. On May 24th, Saturn enters Aries, which is your third house. You're entering a 2.5-year cycle of mental mastery, communication discipline, and learning how to speak your truth with clarity and conviction. Saturn here will ask you to be intentional with your words and to build frameworks around your voice. Whether it's writing a book, teaching, or setting better boundaries in conversations, your voice is leveling up. Now on May 24th, the Sun in Gemini is making a trine to Pluto in Aquarius, which is your fifth and first houses. This is a confidence-boosting moment where your joy and power finally feel aligned. So, creative self-expression, romance, or inner child healing could lead to a powerful transformation now. You're being reminded that play is a form of power and that joy is a spiritual frequency worth protecting. On May 26th, Mercury enters Gemini. Plus, we have a new moon in Gemini. So this is your 5th house. This is bringing a fresh start in your creativity, love life, and confidence. This is the perfect time to begin a new artistic project, say yes to love that excites your spirit, or reconnect with the part of you that creates just because it feels good. It's not selfish to choose pleasure. It's healing. So there's a few areas for you to focus your energy this month. The first is your personal identity and soul power. So you're releasing the need to be palatable or predictable. This is your liberation era. And you can ask yourself, who am I when I stop performing and start fully embodying my truth? Next is to focus on career redirection and having a purpose check-in. So something about your work or visibility is being realigned. Let it shift. Your path is getting clearer. And you can also ask yourself, am I still chasing old definitions of success or building a legacy that lights me up? Next is emotional freedom and home healing. If something in your home life, ancestry, or emotional patterns feel too small, it's time to break out. Ask yourself, what does peace really mean to me? And what needs to go for me to feel it? Next is to focus on creative self-expression and joy. Play, create, love. You're being called back to what lights you up, and that is part of your power. And ask, what am I ready to begin? Not for performance, but for pure happiness. And finally, focus on your mindset and voice activation. You are mastering your message. Say it clearly. Say it with love. Say it like it matters, because it does. And ask yourself, what am I no longer afraid to say out loud? A great affirmation for you for the month of May is, I'm safe to evolve. I release who I thought I had to be and step boldly into the version of me that's been waiting to lead. This month is about trusting your truth and using it as your compass. Because when you're aligned with your soul, you become unstoppable. Be sure to let me know how this energy in May is showing up for you in the comments below. And if you're loving this energy and want to keep going deeper, I've linked some powerful tools below in the description box to guide you into your next chapter. And of course, be sure to like, share this with your friends, and subscribe for more. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. Pisces rising. So May 2025 is a soft but powerful transformation for you, with key transits highlighting your 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 6th, 8th, and 12th houses. This month is about shifting your relationship with your voice, your value, and your emotional past. The story you tell yourself about what you're worth, what you're here to do, and what you're allowed to receive, that story is getting rewritten. Not in theory, but in real, grounded, soul-affirming ways. Now, to open up the month on May 2nd, Venus is making a conjunction with Neptune in Aries, which is your second house. This dreamy conjunction casts a soft glow over your money, values, and self-worth. So you might feel inspired to beautify your space, invest in something that nourishes you, or daydream about new financial possibilities. Just stay grounded. Neptune can blur boundaries around spending and overgiving. This is your reminder that you don't have to earn worth. You just have to recognize it. Now on May 4th, Pluto begins its retrograde in Aquarius, which is your 12th house. This is the beginning of a long internal healing journey. Pluto retrograde in your 12th house begins a slow unraveling of hidden fears, self-sabotaging patterns, or karmic residue that's been operating below the surface. You may not fully see what's shifting yet, but you will definitely feel it. Your subconscious is being rewritten. Trust the process and let the past dissolve. On May 12th, we have a full moon in Scorpio, which is your 9th house. This emotionally charged full moon brings closure or insight around a belief system, worldview, or a long-term plan. So you may decide to walk away from an old way of thinking, you may complete a course, or finally release a story that you've been holding on to about what should have happened by now. This is about liberating your future from the weight of the past. New truth is waiting for you, but you have to make space for it first. On May 18th, the Sun is making a conjunction with Uranus in Taurus, which is your 3rd house. So surprising conversations, mental breakthroughs, or unexpected messages may arrive. This is also a nervous system shift as well, so you may feel more mentally energized or suddenly realize you've been silencing your voice to keep the peace. This transit gives you permission to say what you mean and mean what you say without apologizing. On May 21st, Venus in Aries is making a trine to Mars in Leo, which is your 2nd and 6th houses. This confidence-boosting alignment helps you feel more motivated in work, wellness, and money. It's a beautiful moment to take action from self-worth, not obligation. If you've been waiting for the right time to ask for more, change your rates, or start a new health habit, this is it. On May 24th, Saturn enters Aries, which is your 2nd house. So this is the long-term shift. Saturn in your 2nd house kicks off a 2.5-year journey of financial rebuilding, energetic boundaries, and grounded self-trust. This is where you learn how to protect your resources, not just materially, but emotionally. No more undercharging, no more proving, no more emotional discounts. Now on May 24th, the Sun in Gemini is making a trine to Pluto in Aquarius, which is your 4th and 12th houses. A wave of healing insight will be flowing into your emotional foundation. This trine supports ancestral healing, family breakthroughs, and a deep inner stability. You may receive a message or a dream that shifts your perspective, or you may realize something about your past that finally gives you peace. You are allowed to create your own definition of home. And on May 26th, Mercury enters Gemini, and we have a new moon in Gemini, which is your 4th house. So this new moon is a personal reset around home, family, and inner safety. This is perfect for setting intentions around moving, redecorating, creating emotional boundaries with relatives, or simply coming home to yourself in a new way. You don't need permission to feel safe. You just need to prioritize it. So there's a few areas for you to focus your energy this month. The first is around money and self-worth. It's time to stop doubting your value. Your relationship with money, self-worth, and energetic investment is being rewritten. So ask yourself, what am I available to receive? And what am I no longer willing to give away for free? Next is to focus on subconscious healing. Old pain is rising to be cleared. You're shedding karmic layers that don't belong in your future. And you can ask yourself, what pattern is trying to leave me? And can I let it go without recreating it? Next is to focus on home, family, and inner peace. Your emotional environment matters. Let yourself be held by people, by spirit, or by your own presence. And ask, what would it feel like to be safe with myself again? Next is to focus on health, work, and alignment. You are not meant to overwork or overgive to feel valuable. Align your routines with your energy, not just your calendar. And ask yourself, what systems support my energy, not just my productivity? And finally, focus on your beliefs and mental freedom. This is a powerful month to release limiting beliefs, expand your truth, and open your mind to new possibilities. Ask yourself, what story have I outgrown, and what truth feels more freeing? A great affirmation for you for the month of May is, I honor my worth by what I release, what I rebuild, and what I no longer give away for free. I am safe to rise into a new level of clarity, peace, and self-respect. This is your moment to step fully into your next level, not just spiritually, but practically. You don't have to chase what already belongs to you. Just get into alignment and let it find you. Be sure to let me know how this energy of May is showing up for you in the comments below. And if you're feeling this and want to go even deeper, I've got some powerful resources waiting for you in the description box below that are all designed to help you fully step into your next chapter. And also, be sure to like, share this with your friends who can also benefit from this message, and subscribe for more. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching.